Hello everyone, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Brad Mower.
And this is IFXtra. This week we've been to the vets, haven't we? With both cats.
Yeah, fun admin times.
Yeah, don't worry, it wasn't an emergency. It was just their scheduled yearly checkup and booster and vaccination and all that kind of thing.
Cat MOT, as I put it on Discord, which I guess wouldn't really have explained that well for anyone outside of the UK.
But they had the claws trimmed, which is awesome, because you don't get scratched as much then.
Yes.
That's my favourite bit. But yeah, Grumbles passed really well, didn't he? Dave's a bit fat.
Hefty chonk.
Yeah,
well, no, he's not quite hefty chonk.
Not quite, no.
You know,
but he's a little bit
hefty
fat.
chonk. Yeah.
So we're going to have to reduce his food a little bit, or try.
I don't even know.
Maybe we need to feed them separately so he doesn't pinch Grumble's food. Maybe that's
perhaps.
it. Anyway, we'll see. So what have you been doing this week? You've been working hard?
Yeah, more contract stuff. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that'll be sort of mostly done by the end of the month, really. Then we can kind of get back to doing a bit more
interesting things.
Yeah, I mean, I've got this notepad with a list of things I want to do on, like some of the features that have been suggested in the forums, a few other things that we've kind of talked about. Like Ferret's come up with an idea for a new interaction thing on interference and chill. We've had some other suggestions for interference and chill things. Well, not interference and chill. Interactive interference games, I should say, because anyone can do it. We've had a few suggestions, maybe like the audience being in charge of undo. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
could be interesting. So you have to kind of like, if you mess something up, you got to ask your audience nicely to undo it for you.
What if you've done something perfect and then they suddenly undo it?
Yeah.
That'd be annoying.
We'd need to kind of figure that out, because that would be a bit pain.
I wouldn't like that.
But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you haven't seen these interactive type games before, if you stream the game on Mixer, you can choose interactive games, and the audience will be able to vote on what you draw, and also sort of do things like adjust your palette while you're drawing, things like that.
Take away your colours.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of fun. Just kind of makes things a little bit interesting. If you'd like to see some examples of that, then Ferret does a weekly stream, Interference and Chill, over on our Mixer channel, mixer.com/interference. That's every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. UK time.
Cool. Okay, now I think it's time to see who won the awards this week. Picture of the week this week goes to Chard for Exhausted Woman in Love with Green Creature That Lives in a Bin. I love it. I love the way you've done her hair, Chard. It looks amazing. And I love that expression on that face. It's brilliant. Well done, Chard.
My favourite description this week was, "A woman shows you how real things are just illusions," by C Minor. It reminds me of that famous philosophical question, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Makes you think. Nice work, C Minor.
Community pick of the week this week goes to IFXtra for Dracula in a Coffin. He looks very peaceful in there, and I love the red and the black in the picture. Looks amazing. Well done, IFXtra. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there, as always.
Cool. Now it's time to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So last week I was asking, which TV programme would you like to live in? Which fictitious world would you like to inhabit? I thought about Upstart Crow, which is like a kind of comedy series about Shakespeare, living in Stratford-on-Avon and then moving to London and going between the two. And I thought it'd be brilliant to be there when he's like writing his plays and coming up with ideas. It'd be such fun.
It's very on brand for you.
Yeah. We had a few replies, but not many. I think it's a little bit quiet this week. But Phantom certainly said Doctor Who, which would be amazing, because you can go anywhere in any time zone, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, Phantom was saying, I know I'd be that extra who dies before the opening credits roll, though.
No.
A little bit negative. But yeah, if you were like a companion or something, or the Doctor, that would be kind of cool.
Anywhere, anytime, that'd be amazing. I didn't think of that one. Yeah. And Sado said that they'd like to live in Glee, which, obviously into singing and performing and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Yeah. What about you?
I'd probably go Warehouse 13. I'm all into Warehouse 13. Which, if you haven't seen it, it's sort of like a more light-hearted kind of version of the X-Files, where there's like a team of people going around finding these artifacts that have kind of that cause mysterious effects on people. Yeah. It's sort of like the X-Files crossed with Outbreak, but kind of light-hearted.
Yeah, but it's very historical as well, because all these people are real people, and it's really interesting.
But I love that. It's sort of a bit like us, really, as well. Kind of like the team dynamic that they have there reminds me of us, really. It's good.
Plus, there's a museum in Oxford, which is just like it, isn't there?
Yes.
I love that museum.
Basically, like they're collecting all of these weird artifacts and then stashing them in this warehouse. And we went to the Pitt Rivers Museum in Oxford, and it's pretty much that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
You can actually stand above and look down, can't you? And it just looks like warehouse.
We should go there again. Yeah.
We should, yeah. Awesome
anyway,
place.
I digress. So yeah, we haven't had that many answers for that yet. But if you want to contribute to that, it's still there. If you head over to general discussion,
have a think about it and tell us what you think. It'd be amazing. Okay, it's time to see what we're going to be talking about next week.
It's been a while since we had a new forum game to play, so here we go. This one is a tricky little game of tongue twisters. How to play is simple. Someone posts a letter. Don't worry about alphabetical order or anything. And the next person has to post a sentence with all the words in it beginning with that same letter. You can use words such as the, and, a, it, in, bonus points if you don't though, but all nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives must start with the specified letter. Whoever just answered then pops a new letter at the end of their post and the game continues on. So for example, person 1 might say C, and the next person might say, can chickens cook chocolate-covered chips? There are no restrictions on how long the sentence must be, and you're allowed to use names. Have fun. The starting letter is F.
If you'd like to chime in with that, then just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list.
Okay, and don't forget, tomorrow night is quiz night. Every Sunday at 7 o'clock, we have a quiz of the week, all about, well, anything at all, really, isn't it? I just choose my 5 favourite pictures of the week from Interference, and I build a round of questions around them. So it could be anything in the world.
Well, exactly. It's like a live pub quiz, except you don't have to go out of the house. So yeah, we'll ask you some questions. You get to play along in real time. Press what you think the right answer is, and you get points. Every round based on a drawing from Interference.
It's great fun, isn't it?
So on the subject of points, last week's top players, we had the Lupine one finishing in first place on 199. Then Ridout, Dr. Ridout, as he's become known in the quiz, 195, and Rubberfish in third place with 182.
Do you know why that is? Because we didn't have the cats.
Yeah, well, Rubberfish had this theory that because they got a perfect score basically a couple of weeks ago. And they think it's because Grumble and Dave were here. So as an experiment, maybe we should bring them back up.
Yeah, we might have them on Sunday.
See what happens.
Yeah, so if you like the cats, come and see us on Sunday. Yeah. Join in the quiz too. It's amazing.
If you'd like to join in with that, then it happens over on our Mixer channel, mixer.com/interference, every Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time. Although we're normally there a little bit earlier for a bit of pre-quiz chat, about 1:45.
Do you want to know who the artists I've chosen this week are?
Yeah, well, if you join us on Sunday, you'll get to see drawings by this week's featured artists.
Which are IFXtra, Susie, Sir Doyle, Chard, and the Silent Artist. They're amazing.
Yeah, very good. So I don't know which drawings are going to be used. I don't know what the rounds will be or anything like that. It's all a big surprise for me. But yeah, some 5 rounds inspired by drawings that they've done.
You get to play along too, don't you?
Interesting.
We should start chopping up your scores and see how you do, really.
Yeah, that'll just be embarrassing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, won't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
I think that's it for the news this week, so it just goes to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved at playinterference.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at PlayIFX or on Facebook at PlayInterference. We've also now got a Patreon page at patreon.com/interference if you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, these weekly updates, interactive quizzes, all this kind of stuff that we do for you. And also, if you want to be the envy of all of your friends, we've got a new and updated store, which you can find at playinterference.com/store. And you can get all kinds of cool things like the Zeitgeist shirt that I'm wearing here. You can also get Interference caps and all kinds of stuff. If you go and check it out, it's very cool.
It certainly is. Okay, that's it for us. So we'll see you next week.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye.